Football League on EA Sports. And coming up next, it's a cross-conference showdown. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots on Thursday night.
You're getting a look at the most famous building in Foxborough. Opened in 2002, it's Gillette Stadium. Alongside my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott, and this is a matchup, Brock, that we may see many, many times in the future of this league. A couple of rookie starters leading their offenses at quarterback.
And that really does make it a measuring stick game for both of them, Kate. Rookie quarterbacks in the draft, they're always linked to each other from the moment they're tabbed the starters in their first season. And then when you get to look across and you get to play one, you know that both of them want to be the one who leads their guys to a win, because that's a victory that'll be talked about, well, for the rest of their rookie season and beyond.
The ball is teed up, kicking team looks ready. And we're off and running from Gillette. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. After that return, he's looking pretty banged up out there. We're going to have a stoppage as team personnel comes out to look at him. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. It's an option right that begins this drive. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And he gets him around 6 there. Jabril Peppers bringing that one to an end. Call it a gain of 6, and they need only 2 now on 3rd down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense that just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Cowboys putting it away here on 4th, and it's the long-time vet Brian Anger on now. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. So out come the Patriots, ready for their first possession. Leading them out, someone with a big arm and a field general's mindset, Drake May.
Drake entered the league as a top 5 pick because he checks a lot of boxes. Just the way you want him. Tall, athletic, great arm. 1 year at North Carolina, put on an absolute show. And yeah, 2nd year as a starter took a little bit of a beating and some question whether or not he was still a top 5 pick. The ability, there's no question there. It is now the consistency in taking care of the football that will be a big part of Drake's career.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. To throw, here's May. He gets it into the hands of Jalen Polk. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
May on 1st and 10. It's complete to Hunter Henry. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Trying the left side with Stevenson. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Patriots will have a first down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
First down throw for May. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Hey, Kate, you know that line, time is of the essence? It certainly is in the pocket. Not enough time there to let that play develop down the field, and the two were not able to reel it in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Now a shotgun handoff to Stevenson. And they stop him after a good run that takes him down inside the 40. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on third down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. That one complete to Stevenson. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Patriots punt team coming out with former 6th-rounder Bryce Behringer to do the honors. This one carries out of bounds. Not the greatest field position awaiting them. It's spotted at the 11. Dallas sending its offense out for the second time this game. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3 and out to begin this game. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Milton now. Completed over the middle. They'll have him gain about a handful there. Tracked down by Robert Spillane.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Straight ahead with Williams. And he gets this up to the 20 before being stopped. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Cowboys first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Running right, it's Williams. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st and 10 from the 41. Another run for Williams. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Second down now, 7 to go. Here's Milton. Finds him over the middle. He's got to gain a 6 there. Kyle Duggar holding him down.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Third and a lone yard coming up. So the officials are officially on board tonight. For the first time a flag flies, somebody moved early. So third down becomes much tougher for him as 3rd and 1 becomes 3rd and a much more difficult 6. The penalty makes this a 3rd and 6. Now Milton to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. They'll motion Lamb right. Wideout's getting involved in the ground game. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Tracked down by Robert Spillane. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. It's just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Kyle Duggar holding him down.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
5 men in the secondary for the Pats. 3rd down. They'll go from the gun with Sanders. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what I call a healthy return on investment. You run the toss play, looking for positive yards, looking to move the sticks, and I'm looking for that to be called again.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Back to throw. Here's Milton. Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. That's Carlton Davis.
Well, nickel has really become the base defense for so many teams in the league because the passing game has become so prevalent today. It really makes it so much more difficult to find an open throwing lane. It gives defenses a lot more speed on the back end to step in front of passes just like that.
The Patriots offense headed out for their 2nd drive of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Stevenson. And he's able to get it to the 21 as he goes down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
They'll come up 1st and 10. And they send a man in motion. To the air on 1st down, May. It's taken in by Kendrick Bourne. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20. Running it after the penalty. And he found some running room for a nice gain. A 9-yard gain helps them recover in short order. It's 2nd and 11.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Here's May to the air. Holtz got it right side. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's a New England first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They put a receiver in motion right. They'll run here on 1st down. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Donovan Wilson getting there for the stop. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Well, this is a headache-inducing run for a defensive coach. I could just imagine that staff both upstairs and down on the field watching it, Kate, because now, well, they don't have to just worry about this guy catching as a receiver. Now they know he can be a weapon in the ground game, too.
Pass taken in by Diggs. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Malik Hooker with the tackle.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Third and short. He's taking the option right. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. Couple of zeros on the board right now. More from Gillette Stadium in just a minute. Back and ready now for the second quarter. It's Patriots football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Short pass brought in. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And the Patriots will have a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They're running the option, short side. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Going play action, May. Throwing this back in the end zone. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. But still plenty of options left on 3rd and short.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Field goal attempts coming up from John Parker Romo. From the right hash, a 49-yard look. The kick by Roddy's good. And they're on the board.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Here's Cavante Turpin on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Cowboys about set to take over. And coming off our first points of the ball game, they're going to take over now trailing 3-zip. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Tracked down by Robert Spillane. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I could promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that, but let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one, and now it's 3rd and 8.
He's lucky to get back to the line. I think he knows it, too. That play was in trouble early with how well the defense, Kate, read it from the beginning. And he did his best just to get back and break even.
To the air, 3rd and long. That's caught for the 1st. Breaks free in the center of the field. And he takes it into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys take a 2nd quarter lead. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Brandon Aubrey now on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Cowboys take a 4-point lead. Aubrey now to kick this one away. To return this, Marcus Jones. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Patriots offense all set to go. And the last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Here's May. No one open, so he chucks this to another county.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Back to the air. It's May. And down he goes. The Cowboy defense gets it done. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. From the gun, it's May. Hits his running back. And he's up across the 20 before going out of bounds.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
The Patriots have their punting unit out. Cavante Turpin on the return for the Cowboys. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. He's got this at the 27. And some nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. 65 yards on the punt there. And the Cowboys will get set to go on offense. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 38. It's caught. Ferguson. And he's going to be touched down about 3 yards shy of the marker.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Throwing now, Milton. Ferguson there to bring it in. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Milton. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Up the gut they go with Williams. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Tracked down by Robert Spillane. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Got Williams, and it's complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Milton back to throw. Ferguson's got it. Complete. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Milton Williams making the stop.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Sanders on the shotgun handoff. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Jelani Tavai ranging in for the stop.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Here he goes on the bootleg. He has the 1st over the middle. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Handoff here to Sanders. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Now a toss running left with Williams. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys now lead by 10. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Cowboys drive their lead to 11. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Antonio Gibson now to return it. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Here's New England ready once again on offense. And they find themselves trailing by 11 as they take over down 14-3. They're out and set, 1st and 10. To throw, here's May. Complete, it's Bourne. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. This is Stevenson heading right. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a New England 1st down.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
New set of downs for him at the 38. May on 1st and 10. Completed over the middle. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
1st and 10. Here's Stevenson. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
He'll run for the first time here with Antonio Gibson. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in a locker room and in the huddle is you could be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped, helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Gillette. The Patriots with the football. May now on 3rd down. That one complete to Stevenson. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you could run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Another punt coming up. Bryce Behringer to do the honors again. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. The Cowboys and C.D. Lamb headed back out on offense. And this close to their end zone, they have got to be careful, but still enough time that they could mount something of a drive here before the half. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's Milton. Throwing the out route complete. And he pushes this up beyond the 20 before going out. The rookie from Tennessee found that opening, ends up with a 1st down.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain. Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Now Milton to throw. Campbell hauls it in. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. The Cowboys signaling for their 1st time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Third and 4 coming up now. Milton now. Complete beyond the marker. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
1st and 10 from the 41. Back to throw. Here's Milton. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing it again here. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch. Now Dallas is going to call its 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Third and just 2 to go. To throw, Milton. It's taken in by Williams. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. So we've arrived at halftime with the Cowboys enjoying a lead on the road. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both these teams ready for the fight ahead. We're ready to get back to it as well. And to do just that, we'll hand it back over to Kate and Brock.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Aubrey now to kick this one away. On the return, here's Jones. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Patriots and Ramondre Stevenson getting the football back now. And some opening drive points would be invaluable, Brock, trailing by 2 scores as they leave that locker room. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's May. He's on the move. He's keeping it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Third quarter starts with a run by Stevenson. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Brought down by Deron Bland. It looked like they had it, but nope, no gain. And now they're just inches short for 3rd down. Stevenson with another carry. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Just a single yard, but that's going to be enough to move the chains.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
New set of downs for him at the 38. To the air on 1st down, May. Henry on the catch. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They gain 14 on the play. And that's a New England 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Going play action, May. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You're going to go play action, Kate. You've got to sell, sell, sell. If you don't convince that defense you're running it, or if it's a situation where you never run the ball, you really do leave your quarterback dead in the water, vulnerable against a defense who will storm right past that fake and right into that pocket.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another try following the sack. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Now May on 3rd and long. That's caught for the 1st. Touchdown, New England! The Patriots cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Jalen Polk the touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
So the Patriots leaving the offense out there. Look at this. They want 2 more here. He's throwing for it. And they get the 2-point conversion. Nice catch in the end zone there. They're back within a field goal now. Critical 2-point play there, Brock. The conversion puts them now in range of tying this sucker up with a field goal.
So different for everybody in the building, right? A 3-point game, and especially different for the kicker. He wasn't needed there, but get yourself ready. Your defense does the job. You may need a game-tying field goal at some point soon.
Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Turpin with a return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Cowboys ready for their next series. Led out on offense by their quarterback. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns. Good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can. Putting together quite the game for himself in the process. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Second half starts with a run by Williams. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. He gets 6 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Option headed to the left on 1st down. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Jabril Peppers bringing that one to an end. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Man, it is tough to fool this defense with how they just react to these plays, Kate. They held that line, the QB keeper, it gets 0.
Second and 10 now. It's taken in by Lamb. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Jelani Tavai ranging in for the stop. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Throwing now, Milton. Finds Sanders. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. That's a pickup of 9. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how. I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Milton has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Straight ahead with Williams. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
They've got first down from the 31. Milton back to throw. Dump off caught by his back. And he gets him around 6 there. Christian Gonzalez getting there for the tackle.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. And it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. He's going to throw this one. Got Lamb, and it's complete. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Gets this to Sanders. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. On the give, it's Sanders. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Here's Milton. And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The Cowboys push their lead further to start the half. Wow, just fantastic work there. Tiptoeing along the back line. The concentration was there. Great catch for 6.
Yeah, the concentration and the body control. I don't know how these receivers do it in this day and age. There's no space to work with, yet they have such an awareness.
Now we'll pause. The officials want to take a good look at this and confirm it was indeed a touchdown. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
So the celebration can resume on that sideline. The touchdown stands. For the point after, here's Aubrey. The point after splits the uprights. And the Cowboys make it a 10-point ball game. Aubrey now to kick this one away. On the return, here's Jones. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The New England offense running out now. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. On play action, here's May. And no look there, and that throw falls to the ground.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Back to the air, it's May. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
And the Cowboys bringing on an extra DB here. 3rd down coming. May now from the gun. Holt makes the catch. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They'll send him over right. The give inside to Stevenson. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Play stopped by Damone Clark. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
From the 46. Pass taken in by Diggs. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Now a give to Stevenson, coming right. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Donovan Wilson getting there for the stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 38. And he's not quite that fast. Led him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. To throw, here's May. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
The challenge with so many sacks is it just disrupts everything in the rhythm and timing of your offense. All of these negative plays. Hey, this league and this game is hard enough when you're on schedule. All of these sacks setting you behind the chains, well, you've seen how disruptive it is for this offense.
They'll bring out the punter here. Bryce Behringer, the one to send it away. And oh, just a hair too much on that kick. The punt lands in the end zone. This one's coming out to the 20. The Cowboys headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll go from the gun with Sanders. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. Second down. Here's Sanders once more. And that hit stops him in his tracks. He didn't get anything on that run, so struggles on the ground, leaving them with 3rd and long.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter on this Thursday night. The Cowboys have it with a lead, but the win's not secure just yet. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Milton now. He finds Sanders. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Awareness. Kate, you hear me and so many others talk about it a lot with quarterbacks, but it's critical for every unit on a football field. And for the defense right there, to have an awareness of knowing where the marker was and to make sure that completion wasn't going to move the chains.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch the signal, and he brings it in at the 23. The Patriots running their offense out there. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's May. That finds Gibson, complete. And he crosses the sideline a yard or two beyond, it looks like the 30.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun, here's May. Digs there to bring it in. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Gibson here from the gun. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
May on 1st and 10. Henry on the catch. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a New England 1st down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. The give inside to Gibson. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Hey, range? Range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Now they'll throw out of the gun. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down. He was looking for Jalen Polk. And things look tougher now with third and long.
I hate those situations, Kate, as a QB. I'm looking for an open passing lane, and I can't find one anywhere. He thought he had one available. Defense did a better job of knocking it away.
Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete. Almost a completion of the wrong team there. So that brings up fourth and long.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Field goal attempts coming up from John Parker-Romo. Ball spotted on that right hash, 53 yards out. And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. And the deficit remains 2 scores.
They needed a few things to go right to make a comeback. And the first one, well, you had to. That was not a want to. That was a have to with that field goal. Without it, tough to imagine overcoming a 2-score deficit, Kate.
The Cowboys offense headed out there. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. To throw, Milton. It's taken in by Williams. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
Completed over the middle. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They stay on the ground with Williams. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Throw on 3rd down. Escapes the puck. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
Dallas sends its punching unit onto the field. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The Patriot offense making their return to the field. They left a few on the table there last time out, Brock, settling for a field goal try that missed the mark. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. On first down, they'll start with Gibson. And he drives this forward to the 26-yard line. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. May. No luck on the connection. It's incomplete. Trying to get that one to Jalen Polk. So now they're going to have to figure out this 3rd down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
May now on 3rd down. That's caught for the first. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
New set of downs for him at the 38. First down throw for May. That's taken in by Henry. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
To the air yet again, May. And down he goes. The Cowboy defense gets it done. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. May now. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Desperation time here on 4th. Oh, it's the screen. Pass complete. Avoids a defender. We've got a foot race. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Forget that it was 4th down, Brock. That is an impressive 22-yard pickup, and it gets them the first.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense that's a drop-back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Here's May to the air. Caught by Diggs. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. To the air on 1st down, May. Throw reeled in by Stevenson. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
Well, that was great timing. Great timing by the big fellas to get out in front of that screen. You could see it coming. Running back has the lineman in front of him to clear a little space. And it was all about his athleticism after that.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Offense in the hurry up here. From the red zone now. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Donovan Wilson picks it off. And the Cowboys take over deep in their own territory, down inside the 10. Inside the red zone, they could feel how tight they were to the goal line. And then bam, Brock, they're off the field after a clutch interception.
I tell you what, football is the ultimate team game, but this is a situation where an individual picks up all 10 of his guys out there on the field. Somebody else is going to pick up the tab at dinner tonight for him.
Offense headed back out there now for Dallas. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Hey, these DNs love to get after the quarterback, but the most well-rounded of them are the guys who can anchor your run defense too. Mission accomplished.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another run for Williams. And he found some running room for a nice gain. 9 yards to pick up there, and they only need 3 more now on 3rd down.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
We've reached the 2-minute warning in Foxborough. Cowboys holding a 10-point lead. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Running for the marker with Williams. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. The Cowboys sending out their punting unit. Brian Anger, the one to send it away. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Pats will take over. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Pass taken in by Diggs. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Patriots trying to hustle everyone up to the line. On play action, here's May. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Now to throw. And down he goes. The Cowboy defense gets it done. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
And they get to him and hold him down. What a play, forcing the sack, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate said, you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
The Cowboys offense now headed back to the field. And as that defense comes off the field clean, making the stop, Brock, they've got to feel that they're just moments away from this victory.
Yeah, the odds would tell you that. Certainly a two-possession lead this late ought to do it, but crazy things happen in this league every week. So don't go taking that jersey off until your offense hopefully runs out the clock.
Give to Williams from the gun. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Second and 6 coming up here. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Now the Patriots calling their third and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Setting up for the kneel down on third. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
So fourth down brings out Brandon Aubrey to try for the Cowboys field goal. It's a 33-yard look from the right hash. Gay's kick is good. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game and really leaves only one remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. And we know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. All right, this is going to be the final play of the game. One final shot here. And that last pass falls incomplete as this game comes to a close. So the Cowboys come in and take this one on the road. Well, Brock, we knew they were confident in the lead-up, that they could contend despite the hostile crowd they were going to face today. And boy, did they ever. Once they got going, they showed out. They backed up that confidence, and they leave here with a victory.
Oh, it takes so much work, Kate. So much work, even beyond what people hear about through the week or see in the game itself, to overcome somebody defending their home field. You need to be playing at your highest level, and you need to BYOE. Bring your own energy. Whenever you take it on the road and you win one, gosh, it feels so good. What a signature victory.